Hello everybody and welcome back to the Starmordia News Network. Today we're bringing you some more breaking news. Up first on our list is a story that comes from us here at the Snn Broadcasting building. On May 14th at 3:43 in the morning, a group of suspicious individuals broke into the SNN studio. Here we have security footage capturing their arrival. As you can see, two of these individuals made their way to the broadcasting tower and began tampering with it, meanwhile the third broke into the building itself. We are unsure as to what the third individual did once inside because our security cameras went out shortly after they entered. Exactly 10 minutes later, at 3:53 in the morning, the third individual exited the building and regrouped with the other two, leaving the premises shortly after. We are unsure of who these individuals are or what exactly they were doing, but we do know is that the situation was quite strange. The reason being, this footage is the only evidence we have of this crime. They left no footprints or fingerprints, the door they destroyed to get in was mysteriously repaired on our arrival, and it seemed as if nothing inside was even touched. It was almost like they were never even here. The SPD is currently in the process of investigating the situation, but if any of you have any information regarding these individuals, please say something in the advertisements we will post shortly after this broadcast goes live. Moving on from that, our next two stories come from the small but growing country of Prismatica. Our first story comes from Midnight, the financial secretary and possible lover of Fancy. We have received reports that she is undertaking a monumental task. She is currently in the process of collecting every single variation of tropical fish. With 16 base colors, 16 secondary colors, and 12 different shapes, that totals out to there being 3,072 possible variations of tropical fish. When we asked why she decided to pursue such a Sisyphean task, all she said was, quote, "I don't know, I guess I was just bored." Whatever the reasoning, we salute your ambition, Midnight. Godspeed. Up next in Prismatica, we have been given the opportunity to tour the growing civilization. Celine, on to you.
Thank you, Villager number 5, and hello, Starmordia. As you can see, I'm currently standing within Prismatica with Fancy himself. So, Fancy, tell us, what made you decide to come all the way out here and start your own country?
Well, Celine, I've always been a big dreamer, and what's bigger than starting your own country? Don't answer that. There are many things better than founding a country. But I always like the idea of creating something that brought people together, you know? Be it something that brings people together to trade, or to share ideas, or just to simply celebrate with others. That's the biggest reason why I decided to do this, and I'm quite close. As you can see around us, I have several structures dedicated to villagers and their trades. Most notably, the library and that farmhouse right there. We've also got a massive stonecutter off in that direction too. We might see it, I'm not sure. But yeah, all those are currently dedicated to villagers and their trades, which have been instrumental for my current wealth.
Oh, well, that's good to hear your efforts are paying off. But I'm certain that even from looking around here, many people have questions about exactly where you intend on making a town. From what we can all see, there isn't much room for a town hall, housing, or even a general store for people to shop at. What do you have planned to solve this issue?
One word: expansion. If you follow me over here, we can see one of the projects I've been working on. One of the projects that I'm really excited about. It's I can't wait to show everyone once it's done. But if you look over here, sorry, give me just a second. I wish I prepared something longer. If you look over here, you can see the beginnings of a. Sorry. Do you see that platform off in the east? That will connect this mountaintop to the mountain in the east, and that's where I plan on building the first town in Prismatica.
I see now. So, do you have a time frame for when you will begin?
Hopefully soon. I've got quite the laundry list of chores to complete at the moment, so it's just really a vision. A close one, but still a vision nonetheless. What I can promise is that when the bridge goes up, there will be a celebration, and I will be open for land deals pertaining to any businesses or people interested in living there.
Oh, that's great to hear. And with that being said, that is all the time we have left for this tour. Back to you, villager number 5.
Thank you, Celine. Next on our list is a series of events, the likes of which have never been broadcasted on SNN. Firstly, the Sniffer family, under the protection of Cal, have experienced a great tragedy recently. On the 17th of May, the younger sibling of Sniffy, Sniffy 2, was mercilessly killed. The Ratican leader at the time, Lord Viren, had held Sniffy 2 hostage. For what purpose, we do not know. Our best assumption is that it was purely a terrorist attack, as stated from Lord Viren himself.
I'm a terrorist, not a monster.
Now, we do have footage of the actual attack, but I must warn all of you, it's very upsetting. If you have children, we ask that you take them to another room. Go ahead and roll the clip.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I found him! Everyone, stay back! No, goddess! Be careful. Okay.
Okay, the sun is safe. We need
No!
Blanket, kill him.
No, Blanket.
I swear to God, I will kill you all. Hey,
No! Save him! No! My son! Oh my god! I'm literally.
I need to run. Everyone needs to run now. It's Blanket did it. Killing you all. I
killed him! No!
It was Blanket.
No! I'm literally.
I should be the one to tell you this, Cal.
No!
I apologize.
But Blanket did this. As you saw, Blanket killed Sniffy 2. From what we can gather from witness accounts, Officer Gunnis and Cal were holed up in the chamber that Sniffy 2 was trapped in. However, Blanket dove in with orders from Viren to kill Sniffy 2. Shortly after he entered, Fancy recklessly followed suit with the fullest intentions of eliminating Blanket. Unfortunately, this rash decision caused Blanket to panic and kill Sniffy 2. At the very least, we can take solace that Sniffy 2 did not die alone. She was with her mother, and all around her were individuals ready to risk their lives to save her. What cost her life was panic and an unprompted attack. Shortly following the death of Sniffy 2, Cal called for the immediate execution and banishment of Blanket. We will play the footage shortly, but viewer discretion is advised.
Blanket 1, on the date May 17th, 2025, has hereby been sentenced to death. Has been sentenced to death and banished from the Calliope for his crimes against Sniffy Poo, Sniffy Poo's lover, who was so young, who had just entered the world. Not in a problematic way young. Just to make that clear, after I said he was Sniffy Poo's lover, let's just put that out there.
Yeah, I think that's kind of weird. You just like.
I feel like we should.
Yeah, I think we should kind of like. I don't think we should brush past that, honestly. You made a baby just so Sniffy Poo can have a lover.
Restarting for the press. This man, Blanket 1, has been sentenced to death for the crime and banishment from the Calliope.
And I'll do it again! I'll do it again if I have the chance.
Of murdering in cold blood.
I'll do it again.
Son, but
I'd do it again if I had the chance.
But a baby. Let me just say.
I forgot he was working for me. I'm sorry, Blue Line.
The hammer of justice may not be
I forgot he was my
swift,
lawyer.
but boy, is it accurate. All I'll say on that front. Now, any last words from the convict?
The Ratican shall succeed. You'll all see.
That's it!
Ah!
Well, damn.
Cal has given out orders to report Blanket to the SPD if he is ever spotted within the borders of Columbia. Following that, Starmordia has received a grand threat that has unfortunately come to pass. On the 22nd of May, we received a warning from Apollo himself that a vicious attack was approaching. We will play this message for you now.
Greetings, Starmordians. Family, friends, enemies, and companions. Together, we must unite against the common threat, the forces of Tartarus. Right now, even as we speak, forces of darkness are using people we know up here to break through to us. As of now, 2 entities have breached Tartarus. One of these beings was Hypnos, the god of sleep, who I dealt with. The second is Lord Thanatos, god of death, and the brother of Hypnos. Lord Thanatos is a growing threat, and has already threatened to kill all of us with his caress. 30 of these creatures will be flying over Starmordia Central on June 21st. By the time my message is sent, I will have fully returned to Divinity, thanks to Project Icarus. Thank you, all of Starmordia. The light of the sun shines bright, forevermore.
However, despite this warning, it was not enough to prepare us. We don't know why, but instead of the attack being on June 21st,
It came 4 days later. On May 26th.
an attack was launched at the Tower of Apollo that some have been calling
The Witherstorm.
While we go through this segment, we'll be playing a few recordings that Fancy took during the battle.
On May 26th.
6 o'clock p.m., fissures leading the Tartarus began forming around the Tower of Apollo, which allowed Thanatos' Keres, or what we know as Withers, to come through and begin attacking the tower and everyone in it. During the attack, Luna, Spacey, Mellowhigh, Fancy, and Apollo himself were present, and in a short time, they all began fighting back against the Wither army. It was estimated that there were at most 30 Withers swarming the tower, the area surrounding the tower, and the people in the tower. The battle raged on for nearly 2 hours until the last Wither was slain, leaving the tower and everything around it in ruins. This may have been the darkest moment in Starmordia's history so far, and this is far from being over. Wither Slayers, we thank you for your service. Moving on, we will now be going to Celine, who is currently touring the site of the battle from above. Celine?
Thank you, Villager number 5. And as all of you can see, the tower and the surrounding landscape has been eviscerated. There are holes and crumbling walls all over the tower. The ground has been torn up from all the explosions. Some of you may even spot a wither rose, marking the death of a villager, animal, or even a soldier. It is a harrowing sight, Villager number 5. Even the site of the ancient kingdom of Findara has been obliterated. Before we give it back to Villager number 5, we strongly urge all of our viewers to not explore the side of the battle. We have received warnings from Apollo himself that Tartarus still maintains a firm grip over the area, and anyone or anything that enters it is at great risk of losing their life. Now, Villager number 5, back to you.
Thank you, Celine. Now, our next story is another grim one. We have received reports that Lord Viren, leader of the Ratican, has been executed. Here we have a statement from Z with details on what led up to his execution, the crimes he committed against Catopia, and how he was executed.
On the 3rd of May, a warrant for the arrest of Viren was issued, charging him with trespassing, vandalism, conspiracy, attempted murder, terrorism, kidnapping, and blasphemy. Yesterday, on May 26th, he was executed in a method according to his will after pleading guilty. Alongside myself, Danny, and Viren, there were 2 others present at the execution, that being Spacey and Mellowhigh. He requested we burn him at the stake, and we obliged.
After the execution, Fancy was notified due to him being in Viren's will, and upon his arrival, he collected Viren's ashes. We have not gotten all the details on what was in the will, but what we do know is that Viren granted Sabin leadership of the Ratican. We have gotten some insider information that Sabin has requested Fancy to hold a dinner at his estate in order to celebrate the new Ratican leader and pay respects to the old one. Now onto some better news. The Icarus payload, launched by the Hoshisora space program, has successfully left orbit. For those who don't know, the Icarus payload was a project funded a couple of months ago by Father Viren for the sole purpose of launching its payload into the sun. The payload consisted of items pertaining to the Ratican and their deity Apollo. Our sources tell us this was an attempt to revive Apollo after he was struck by Tartarus itself. And from what we can gather, it has worked and Apollo now walks among us. He has promised to protect Starmordia from Tartarus. However, with the recent attacks, some are very wary. One of his plans involves constructing halos that consist of ancient wards to prevent Tartarus and its forces from accessing key areas. One of these halos have been set up around the Blotworth estate, and another is planned to be set up at the Obsidian Order, a group located not too far from Prismatica. Will these areas be the only safe havens from Tartarus? We are unsure, but we do urge our viewers and fellow citizens of Starmordia to be cautious on their journeys. With all these events occurring, it is no surprise that some people may have begun to take matters into their own hands. For instance, we have gotten insider information that Fancy has a plan of his own. Quote from our insider, Fancy has begun to make plans for something he calls the United Crowns Initiative, an idea that involves unifying several leaders to ensure everyone is on the same page, so to speak. I don't know much about it though, all he has given me is just the general idea. With this coming to light, we begin to wonder whether or not Fancy will become more involved in any major issues that arise, and if Fancy has what it takes to start and possibly lead such a group. On to our next, and much more lighthearted topic. The Hoshisora Space Organization has begun building roads in central Starmordia. Just outside, at the foot of the spawn tower, a stone path has been built. At the moment, the path connects to Blotworth Caravans, the SNN news station, and the beginning of an ice road that currently only leads to the Hoshisora launch site. And finally for the night, Blotworth Caravans has been closed for renovations. We have heard from Fancy that the new location will be much larger, carry more than just food and iron, and that it will be the beginnings of a much larger business empire. All quite ambitious, but when are any of his plans not? With all that being said, that concludes today's broadcast of SNN. Will the conflict between Starmordia and the forces of Tartarus continue? How will the Ratican operate under its new leader? Will Midnight gather all of her fish? To find out, tune in next time for all this and more, only at the Starmordia News Network. Villager number 5, signing off.